IGCSE Physics, Paper Code 0625, Paper 2, Variant 1, May June 19. Today we will solve question 1 to question number 10. Question 1. Which quantity can be measured directly using a micrometer screw gauge? Micrometer screw gauge is normally used to measure the thickness of small objects. Now we check the options. Option A, the area of a sheet of paper. B, the mass of a sheet of paper. C, the thickness of a sheet of paper. D, the volume of a sheet of paper. So here definitely our correct option C, the thickness of a sheet of paper. Question number 2. The velocity of an object increases from 30 meter per second to 50 meter per second in 5 seconds. What is the average acceleration of the object? Acceleration is given as rate of change in velocity. Rate of change in velocity means change in velocity divided by time. Here if we suppose the final velocity v, initial velocity u, then change in velocity will be v minus u. So acceleration will be equal to v minus u over t. Now here final velocity is 50 meter per second and initial velocity is 30 meter per second. So change in velocity will be 50 minus 30. And the time given here is 5 seconds. So by solving this one, we will get the answer 4 meter per second square. Now 4 meter per second square is given in option C. So correct option, option C. Question number 3. A heavy metal ball falls vertically downwards through air past 4 equally spaced levels J, K, L and M. The times taken to fall from one level to the next are measured. Where is the speed of the ball greatest and which time is shortest? Here the ball is moving vertically downward. When the ball is moving vertically downward, there is a gravitational pull on the ball. And because of the gravitational pull on the ball, there will be an acceleration in the ball. And because of the acceleration, we can say here the speed or the velocity of the ball is increasing. So when the ball is moving vertically downward, at every instant its speed, its velocity is increasing. So definitely the greatest speed, the greatest velocity will be in the ball when it is moving in between the level L and M. Now what about the time? Here all the distance, the distance in between the level J and K is same as the distance in between K and L, and this distance is same as the distance in between L and M. Since here all the distance are same and speed is increasing when it is moving downward, speed is maximum in between L and M. So definitely the shortest time, the smallest time will be when the object is in between the level L and M. So speed of the ball is greatest when the ball is in between level L and M, and for the shortest time in the ball will also be when it is in between L and M. Now we check the options. Speed is greatest between L and M. Time is shortest between L and M. It is given in option D here. So here our correct option, option D. Question number 4. A body is moved from place X to place Y where the gravitational field strength is different. What happens to its mass and to its weight due to the move? Mass is defined as quantity of matter. Quantity of matter always remains same whether the object is at place X or it is at place Y. So mass stays same. Now mass stays the same is given in options C and D. So possible options are C and D. Now what about the weight? Weight is given as product of mass and gravitational field strength. So with the change in gravitational field strength, the weight varies, the weight changes. And here it is given the object is moved from X to Y where the gravitational field strength is different. Means the gravitational field strength is changed. So definitely weight will also be changed. Now weight changes is given in option C. So here our correct option, option C. Mass remains same, weight will be changed because of the change in gravitational field strength. So correct option, option C. Question number 5. The diagram shows 4 solid blocks with their dimensions and masses. Which block has the greatest density? Density is given as mass over volume. So here in all the 4 cases, we have to find out the density. We have to find out the value of mass over volume. Now to find out the greatest density, we will calculate the density in all the 4 cases. Now in the first case, in option A, mass is given 14. Here height of this block is given 2 centimeter, area is given 10 centimeter square. Now area multiplied by height, it will be volume. So here mass is 14, volume is 2 multiplied by 10 and density is given as mass over volume. So here the density will be equal to 14 over product of 10 and 2 and it will be equal to 0.7 gram per centimeter cube. In the same manner, we have calculated the density in all the remaining 3 cases and after solving we got that the maximum density is in option C, that is 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. So here the greatest density is in option C, in block C. So our correct option is option C. Question number 6. A student wishes to determine the spring constant of a spring where it obeys Hooke's law. Different loads are hung from the spring and its length is measured for each different load. The table shows the resultant of the experiment. Hooke's law is defined as extension is directly proportional to force or F is equal to Kx where K is constant of proportionality or it is called spring constant. Now here we have to find out the value of spring constant. So spring constant will be equal to F over X. Here it is given 2 Newton. So here value of force, value of weight is 2 Newton. Now what about the extension? Here it is given the spring length is 12 centimeter when the force is 0. Now when the force is 2 Newton, here the extension is 20 centimeter. So what is the value of extension? Value of extension is 20 minus 12, it is 8. So value of extension is 8 and the value of force is 2. So by solving this one, we will get the answer 0.25 Newton per centimeter. And 0.25 Newton per centimeter is given in option D. So correct option, option D. Question number 7. A mass of 20 kg is held stationary by a rope passing over a frictionless pulley. Here we have 20 kg mass. This mass is suspended with the help of a rope. What is the tension T in the rope? Here we have to find out the value of tension in the rope. Here it is given it is stationary. Since it is stationary, so definitely downward force will be equal to upward force. Now here to find out the value of T, we have to calculate the downward force. Now downward force is weight of the object. And how we calculate the weight? Weight is given as product of mass and gravitational field strength. Mass is 20, gravitational field strength is 10. So here weight will be equal to 20 multiplied by 10, it will be 200 Newton. So value of weight, value of downward force is 200 Newton. So same force will also be in the upward direction. So here the tension T will also be equal to 200 Newton. 200 Newton is given in option D. So correct option, option D. Question number 8. A boat starts moving across a river at velocity v perpendicular to the river bank. The boat encounters a current along the river of velocity u as shown. Here it is velocity of the boat, it is velocity of the water current. Which vector diagram shows the resultant velocity r of the boat? Here we have to find out the resultant velocity. To find out the resultant velocity, we have to add these two vectors by graphical method. In a vector, this end is called head and this end is called tail. It is tail of the vector u, it is head of the vector u. In v, it is head of the vector v, it is tail of the vector v. And what is the graphical method to add? We have to keep the tail of the second vector on head of the first vector. It is tail of the second vector that we have kept on the head of this second vector. So it is our vector v and it is our vector u. Now what we have to do to find out the resultant? We have to draw a line starting from tail of the first vector and we have to move towards the head of the last vector. Means here we have to draw a line that starts from the tail of this vector v and it is up to the head of the vector u. So here this vector, this line represents the resultant velocity r. Now we check the options. In option C, we are looking the same direction is shown as we have drawn here. So our correct option is option C. Question number 9. A ball of mass 0.5 kg falls and it hits the floor at 10 meters per second. It rebounds at a speed of 8 meters per second as shown. The collision between the ball and the floor lasts for 0.5 seconds. What is the average force acting on the ball during the collision? This topic is related, this question is related with impulse of the force. We have studied a formula, a relation between the change in momentum and force. That force is defined as rate of change in momentum. Rate of change in momentum means change in momentum divided by time. Now momentum is given as product of mass and velocity. So change in momentum means final momentum minus initial momentum divided by time. Final momentum means it is product of mass and final velocity. Initial momentum means it is product of mass and initial velocity. Now here m is common. So this expression, this equation can also be written as m. In bracket we can write v minus u divided by t. Now m for mass. Mass is given 0.5 kilogram. Mass is given 0.5 kilogram. So here in place of m we can write 0.50. Now value of v. V is final velocity. Final velocity is given here 8 meters per second. After rebound the velocity is 8 meters per second and before striking the velocity is 10 meters per second. So this 10 meters per second will be initial velocity and this 8 meters per second will be final velocity. So final velocity is 8. Now minus initial velocity. Initial velocity is 10 meters per second. But here for both the velocities the direction is opposite. If we consider this velocity as positive then this velocity will be negative. So here initial velocity will be minus 10. Divided by time t. Time t is given here 0.5 second. So here it is 0.5. Now just we have to solve this one. By solving this one, we will get the answer 18 Newton. So here the average force is 18 Newton. And this 18 Newton force will be in the upper direction because the ball is moving in the upper direction. Acceleration is in the upper direction. So definitely the force is in upward direction. So our correct option is option C where it is given 18 Newton upwards. Question number 10. An object falls from the top of a building that is 25 meters high. Air resistance is negligible. What is the speed of the object when it hits the ground? When an object falls down, its gravitational potential energy decreases and its kinetic energy increases. So here we can say loss in gravitational potential energy is equal to gain in kinetic energy. Now gravitational potential energy is given as mgh and kinetic energy is given as half mv square. Here on both the sides we have m. M means mass. So here this m will be cancelled out. And after cancellation, we will get here gh is equal to half v square. And by rearranging, we will get v square is equal to 2gh, where this g for gravitation field strength and this h for height. Now value of g is 10 and value of h is given here 25. So here v square will be equal to 2 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 25. It will be 500. So v square we got 500. Here we need velocity. So here we have to take square root on both the sides. By taking square root on both the sides, we will get the velocity v. It will be 22.3 meters per second. Now here 22.3 meter per second is approximately equal to 22 meter per second, that is given here in option B. So correct option B. Okay, now we have completed up to question number 10. The remaining questions we will solve in the next session.